The book, Science of Life After Death, explores one of humanity's most intriguing and profound questions: the existence of life after death. Although the title suggests a scientific approach, the book mainly falls within the fields of parapsychology, neuroscience, and near-death experiences, also known as NDEs. Throughout its pages, the authors seek to unravel the mysteries surrounding these phenomena from various perspectives: scientific, philosophical, and spiritual. One of the book's central focuses is near-death experiences. These are accounts from people who have gone through critical situations where they were clinically dead or near death. These individuals vividly describe feelings of deep peace, encounters with deceased loved ones, the famous vision of a light at the end of a tunnel, and even the sensation of floating above their own bodies. The book dedicates itself to studying hundreds of similar reports, searching for patterns and trying to understand what these experiences might reveal about the possibility of an existence after death. This is where scientific investigation comes into play. By approaching these phenomena with the rigor that the scientific method demands, the book seeks to either prove or refute these extraordinary experiences. Research is cited, much of it involving the measurement of brain activity during moments of clinical death. One of the significant questions raised is how, despite the brain being inactive, these individuals can recall such vivid experiences. This raises the possibility that human consciousness may exist independently of the physical body, one of the greatest debates within modern neuroscience. However, science faces significant challenges in trying to conclusively explain NDEs. Some hypotheses suggest that these phenomena could be caused by changes in the brain during moments of intense trauma, such as a lack of oxygen, releasing a series of sensations that people interpret as transcendental. Yet, the book argues that there are aspects of these experiences that challenge these purely biological explanations. One of the most debated aspects is the clarity of the accounts during the time the brain was completely inactive, which contradicts the traditional view that the mind is entirely dependent on brain function. Beyond traditional science, the book also delves into the field of parapsychology, where phenomena such as mediumship, reincarnation, and out-of-body experiences are studied. The book explores accounts and experiments involving people who claim to have contacted the beyond, attempting to differentiate between legitimate evidence and fraud. This field of study is still surrounded by skepticism, but investigations continue to provide material for deep debates about the nature of life and death. Another interesting approach of the book is the philosophical perspective. The question of life after death is not new to philosophy, which since ancient times has sought to explain what happens after physical death. Plato, for example, argued that the soul is immortal and that death was merely a transition to another state of existence. In more modern times, philosophical discussions on the mind and body, especially Descartes' dualism, are revisited. Is the human mind a separate entity from the physical body? Or does everything we are cease to exist the moment the brain stops functioning? The book explores these ideas in depth, inviting the reader to reflect on the true nature of consciousness. In addition, spirituality and religious traditions play a fundamental role in the book's discussions. Life after death is a central theme in many religions, and the book explores how different traditions interpret this phenomenon. Religions like Christianity, Spiritism, and Buddhism offer distinct, but often complementary views on what happens after death. By comparing these religious accounts with reports of NDEs and other extraordinary phenomena, the book attempts to draw parallels between these narratives and what they may reveal about our understanding of life after death. However, the book also faces criticism, both from the academic community and skeptics in general. Some of the most frequent criticisms are related to the methodological limitations in the research on NDEs and parapsychology. Since much of the data comes from personal and subjective accounts, it is challenging to verify their accuracy through traditional scientific methods. Additionally, many skeptics suggest that near-death experiences can be explained by biological or psychological phenomena, such as the release of endorphins during moments of extreme stress or oxygen deprivation in the brain. Others question the more spiritual interpretations of these phenomena, arguing that these explanations are often rooted in pre-existing religious beliefs. Despite the criticisms, Science of Life After Death provokes deep reflections and raises questions that go beyond current scientific understanding. If near-death experiences and parapsychological phenomena are indeed evidence of an existence after death, this would have profound implications for how we understand consciousness and the meaning of life. First, it would require a redefinition of the concept of consciousness. Most current scientific approaches understand consciousness as something entirely dependent on the physical brain. However, if consciousness can continue to exist after death, we would have to reconsider the relationship between mind and brain, and neuroscience would have to broaden its horizons to study this new possibility. Secondly, these discoveries could have significant spiritual and religious impacts. For those who already believe in an afterlife, this evidence would provide validation for their beliefs. For those who are skeptical or agnostic, it could open new doors for spiritual exploration and understanding of human existence. Furthermore, the possibility of life after death could transform the way people live their lives, influencing ethical decisions, moral values, and how we deal with suffering, loss, and the meaning of happiness. Finally, the book explores the ethical and existential implications of such discoveries. Knowing that life may continue after death would change how we relate to the world, to others, and to ourselves. Issues of justice, retribution, and the purpose of life would gain a new dimension. How should we live our lives if death is not the end, but a transition to another form of existence? Science of Life After Death invites us to reflect on these and other questions, offering a deep and multifaceted investigation into a topic that has always fascinated humanity. By bringing together science, philosophy, and spirituality, the book opens up a range of possibilities and perspectives, challenging our current conceptions of what it means to live and die.